I gave the Miami Dolphins a huge boost for absolutely crushing the Cleveland Browns. I know, quality of opponent and all that. But the longer we see this version of Tua Tagovailoa, the more I believe that this team is going to be a problem in the postseason. Welcome to the jungle, everyone. I'm Kyle Phelps, and it's time to rearrange things a little bit. We had some really weird results in Week 10, and the power rankings are getting jumbled up a little bit as a result. Before we jump into that, though, I'd just like to ask that you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content. Really help my channel out, and it helps you know when I put out all of my content. As always, let's quickly touch on the bottom 3 categories to acknowledge their existence. You know, if we have to. For me, I've got the Raiders as the new worst team in the NFL after losing to the team that I was going to put on here, the Colts. But damn it if that team didn't come out to play for Jeff Saturday this week. Then there's the Packers, who I'm not quite ready to move back out of the bad category just yet, but I did give them a boost for beating the Cowboys. I mean, you know, that was impressive. And there's the Lions, who the Packers just lost to last week, who are kind of flirting now, I think, with the possibility of legitimately being in the playoff conversation some point soon. I'm not saying they're there yet, because they still need to prove to me that they can keep this up. But 2 division wins in a row is nothing to sneeze at. So that's all I've got for those categories. We're going to start with our deep dive with the playoff hopefuls. Now, I'm not quite ready to put the Commanders and Buccaneers back into the playoff conversation just yet, but there's still something to look out for with both of those teams, so we'll keep an eye on them. At number 14, I've got the Tennessee Titans, who undid all of their good graces from last week with the barest of wins over the Denver Broncos this week. That offense looked terrible, and quite frankly, they almost blew it there if it were not for a well-timed interception from Terrence Mitchell. At number 13, I've got the New England Patriots, who were on a bye, so they stay put. Number 12, Seattle Seahawks take a bit of a fall after losing to the Bucs in Germany. Geno Smith is still Geno Smith, guys, and I think we have to acknowledge that. Without a doubt, he's running away with Comeback Player of the Year, but I can't take him seriously in the MVP conversation when he keeps turning the ball over in the red zone. Finally, we've got the number 11 Cincinnati Bengals. Again, it was a bye week, so they're just going to stay where they're at. Moving on, we've got the contenders. Starting off at number 10, the Dallas Cowboys are still a solid football team. I don't like their head coach, but after losing to the Packers, I was about ready to move them out of the contenders category, but I thought better of it. I'm like, I'll give them another week to prove themselves. It's one loss to, you know, a team that I think has been kind of like, you know, underperforming this whole year, but, you know, we'll see. At number 9, I've got the New York Jets, who were also on bye, so they also stay put. Number 8, I gave the Miami Dolphins a huge boost for absolutely crushing the Cleveland Browns. I know, quality of opponent and all that. But the longer we see this version of Tua Tagovailoa, the more I believe that this team is going to be a problem in the postseason. Number 7, the Baltimore Ravens, also on bye, so they also stay put. And finally, at number 6, the San Francisco 49ers appear to be getting hot at the right time. Might they have another NFC Championship run in them? I don't know, maybe. Maybe even the Super Bowl, but I'm not quite there. Yeah, they were so close last year, but, you know, we'll see if they can improve on it this year. Finally, we got the Super Bowl caliber teams. The New York Giants stay at number 5 because, you know, playing the Texans is kind of like having a bye week, right? Number 4, I've got the Buffalo Bills. 2 losses in a row to, albeit 2 very good football teams, does suck. I'm not ready to torpedo them just yet, though, but I'm starting to get a little skeptical about this version of the Bills. Number 3, I probably could have sent the Eagles down farther for losing to the Commanders, but I don't want to overreact to one single loss against a Commanders team that lately actually looks pretty decent. So, I mean, it's not the worst loss in the world, I don't think. Number 2, I got the Minnesota Vikings. Apparently. They might actually be legit now, guys, like honestly. I know Josh Allen's playing badly, but I mean, it's really hard to make an argument against the Vikings at this point. They finally put up a quality win against a really good football team in the Buffalo Bills, and now I have to question if my skepticism of them is still completely valid. Finally, though, at number 1, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. They stay put after the Bills faltered and are looking like they're about to run away with the AFC's number 1 seed. So, I mean, until further notice, like, it's the Chiefs, guys. Like, they're the best team in the NFL right now. So, that's the power rankings, y'all. What do you think about this list? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What about your team? I'm sure I'm going to hear all about how your team is so underrated, or in the case of a couple pessimists, probably how they're overrated, right? But as always, let me know in the comments below, and I will feature the best ones in my next video, like this one from Seth Kraft, who on my reaction video to the Browns loss said, "The Browns are Joe Burrow's kryptonite." I know that was a couple of weeks ago, but I wanted to address this one because, I mean, frankly, you're right, and I'm mad about that, and I'm upset with you for being right. I don't know why it seems like no matter whether this team is good or bad, we can't beat the Browns. Like, why? Why can't we not just beat the Browns once, ever, please? I mean, I'll take going to the Super Bowl and not beating the Browns, but, like, come on, can we beat the Browns, please? I don't know, man, especially because I run a Bengals-Browns rivalry podcast, right? But, you know, it's all right. We're always looking forward, and the Panthers game did a decent job of kind of washing that taste out of our mouths. So, you know, that's where we're going to leave it, I think. But that's all I've got for this one, guys. So thank you so much for watching. You can always find more of what I do at Kyle Phelps92 on Twitter, Facebook.com/The Phelps, the Battle of Ohio podcast, which is on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, ATBNetwork.com, who supports my ability to keep making this content with, you know, access to the StreamYard and everything like that, and right here if you subscribe. But like I said, that's all I got for this week, everyone. I'll leave y'all, as always, with a hootie!